Welcome to the Ride With Us podcast, presented by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, the world's largest ride enthusiast organization dedicated to the appreciation, promotion, and preservation of roller coasters around the globe. This episode, we bring you coverage from Orlando, Florida, and IAAPA as we welcome in your host.
Hello, enthusiasts. It's your host, Jessica Gardner. IAAPA stands for International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, and each year they have multiple events. But arguably their largest and most significant one is the IAAPA Expo, held each November in Orlando, Florida. It is the largest trade show for the amusement industry, and it is usually a pretty epic week. The American Coaster Enthusiasts have a booth at this expo, and it is an extremely significant week for our organization as well. A packed 4 days of talking to attendees and educating them about ACE, meeting and networking with manufacturers and parks to see what ACE can do for them, reporting back to all our members through social media the top stories from the expo, and getting interviews. All of this strengthens ACE's relations and outreach. And for the select, hardworking volunteers that are chosen, it can be a very exhausting but also exciting week. And today, I have some of those hopefully now well-rested volunteers from that week. So please welcome back Gerik Gooch, our new correspondent. Gerik, how you doing?
Hey, Jessica. How are you? Thanks for having me. Glad to be back on my second episode.
Woohoo! We're happy to have you. Got a lot of positive feedback from your first episode, so people are excited for the Gooch on the pod.
Man, like I said, I'm just happy to be here and be part of the team.
And of course, we have Derek Perry. Please welcome back our communications director, who I think maybe slept for 3 hours each night. Derek, have you gotten some sleep? Have you caught up at all?
Jessica, you know what? I'm trying to catch up, and I've gotten more sleep in the past few days. But yeah, it was worth it. It was a great time with all of you, and I'm excited to talk about it today.
Then we also have Doug Perry, our social media manager. He had the eyes and ears everywhere. Doug, did you get all of the scoop? Are you happy with all the scoop you got?
I'm happy with the scoop. Always more scoop to get. I feel like I didn't catch everything, but it's impossible to catch everything. But yes.
Agreed. And everyone listening, please welcome to the podcast ACE member Lauryn Heller. Lauryn, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
So some of you who have been active on our socials might recognize Lauryn and her curly hair. She is a newer and, we'll just say it, younger member of ACE. But she has been very active this year, showing up to a bunch of events, meeting people, volunteering, which of course we love to see. So let's quickly just get everyone to know you a little bit. So where are you from?
So I was born in South Carolina, but I was a military kid, so I kind of moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm. And where do you live now?
Now I live in downtown Los Angeles.
And so what would you consider your home park?
Magic Mountain, but some would say Knott's Berry Farm as well.
What would you say?
Magic Mountain. Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Lauryn, what got you into coasters in the first place?
My dad and I used to watch coaster POVs, and he was a big coaster nerd as well. Mm-hmm. And that just watching them with him was always really fun and a way to get him excited with me about something. And that was a cool connective moment for us.
And how long have you been in ACE? When did you join?
About a year now, you guys.
Right? Isn't that crazy? And what? How did you find us? Like, what convinced you to join?
So it had been mentioned on an El Tour Orion, like Coaster Idiots vlog, I believe, and people were talking about an event, and I was like, what? You can meet people? Like other enthusiasts that are nerdy about this? Because I don't have anyone to talk to about this, and I have so many ideas and thoughts, and my other friends don't really have... they don't understand the jargon, so it's nice. That was my first introduction, was thinking, wow, I get to talk to people that share this.
Yep. And you've thrown yourself in, honestly. Yep. And it's so important, I would have to say, for ACE to appeal to Gen Z, because without new members, new people to the organization who care about preserving coasters and theme parks, what are we, right? So not to put you on the spot or anything, but can you give any thoughts as to things our organization can do or could continue to do to attract younger people and get them involved?
Well, I do think that social media is a huge, important part for a younger audience. We know that ACE was on the forefront of published media, for example, ACE News, Roller Coaster Magazine. So I do believe that ACE should and needs to be on the forefront of digital media. I think that's really important.
Yeah. And I know you were mentioning there are different apps and sites and everything. So we hope you continue to be involved and keep giving your insight into this because, yeah. And what would you say to any Gen Z people or younger listening?
Oh my gosh. If you're passionate about preserving these coasters, if you're passionate about putting your passion into action and doing something about saving these coasters and making sure that your voice matters and being around a community that your voice is appreciated and respected and just lifelong friends, I think this is the place that this is the next generation's time to take the torch and pass it on.
Can we get an amen for that? Gooch, where are you at with this?
Did Lauryn Heller just come up with a new slogan? Put your passion into action. What? I love it. I love your energy, Lauren.
Song lyric?
Or like
it should be.
I mean, there's a reason Lauren's here, folks. If you remember in our last episode, we actually shouted out Lauryn twice.
That's right.
And that's because we see her passion. She's so excited and just so genuinely like excited to be part of this community and to have found this community. She just told you guys. So I'm really excited to meet more people like herself. So thank you for your help, Lauryn. And we're gonna reach more people. I know we will.
We definitely will, for sure.
So let's get into IAAPA Expo Day One. Day One is really all about the announcements. Derek, explain why Day One is so huge at IAAPA Expo.
So IAAPA Expo is 4 days, but of course, Day One is the day that most people go to. And this is the day where there are nonstop press conferences, basically. So all the big manufacturers, they have coaster cars that they're revealing. And when you get to the expo during the day in the morning, they're all covered up. So you can't see what's underneath them. But of course, they don't want to keep them covered up the entire week. So I think that's why a lot of the announcements are on Tuesday. And it starts right in the morning. And everyone gathers at the first press conference. It's a really exciting moment because you can see coaster enthusiast friends, you can see the manufacturers, and everyone's talking to each other, and there's a buzz like what's under this tarp or what's under the cloth. And then there's such an energy because the manufacturers are excited to showcase their new product and the park reps are there. So it is the energy is through the roof. And then that continues all day long. There's press conferences basically every 45 minutes. So there's an announcement at one booth, and then after that wraps up, everyone runs to the next one to get a good spot to see what that ride vehicle is going to be unveiled. And I always say it's one of the most exhausting days of the year, but also one of the most exciting. It's like, when parks announce their announcements and we're at home, like during the summer for the next year, like that's like Christmas for enthusiasts, but this is like Christmas for enthusiasts and we're all together. So it's wild. And so this year we're going to go through them all, but it was a lot of great ones. And I know you were there right early in the morning.
Me? Oh, yeah, I was for sure. Because I was super excited to see in the premiere booth. So for people not understanding when you hear press conference, I don't know if you think like we're in some room somewhere. No, we're on like a convention show floor surrounding the booths of these coaster manufacturers, which by the way, like you have to like figure out where they are. And thankfully the IAAPA Connect app this year was so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, whoever was in charge of that nailed the app because it was so much easier this year to find booths. What do you think, Gooch?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it is a massive show floor. I've talked to some first timers when they walk into IAAPA, and generally that's their first comment is, I was a little bit overwhelmed. I didn't expect to see so many things, but at this trade show, you will find literally anything and everything that is in parks and attractions. I mean, you'll walk past a manufacturer who makes trash cans. And they say, well, parks need trash cans, right? We have the best ones, right? I mean, literally every piece of food, every piece of equipment. So it's not just the major coaster manufacturers, if that's what you're thinking. It's not a conference for just B&M and Vekomoa and RMC and Gerstlauer and Mach and all those people. Okay. I mean, it's anyone who is a vendor who has a product that could be used in the amusement industry is there. And so, like you said, you really do need that IAAPA Expo app. What was it? IAAPA Connect? Was that the name of the app? Mm-hmm. Yeah. To find your way, because the floor is massive. All of the booths are labeled with numbers. And so it makes it kind of easy to, you can type in who you're looking for into the app. It will show you where that numbered booth is. They have guides up kind of in the air that show you what rows you're in. But it is a massive undertaking to try and navigate that entire floor.
It's huge. I couldn't believe it. The space exceeds 500,000 square feet, which is wild. That's mind-boggling. And there are over 1,000 exhibitors, which I didn't realize that there were that many people. This, like you said, you can't see everything. It's impossible to see everything in the first 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't see everything. I did my best, but I definitely didn't see everything. But what I did see, and what I would not miss, were any of the press conferences on that first day. And so thanks to the IAAPA Connect Plus app, getting down to the floor to the premiere booth to see the unveiling of the new coaster train for Canada's Wonderland, Alpen Fury. So that, I think, was the very first press conference of the expo, or at least the train ones, of course, the things that we were the most interested in. And if you can just imagine, so people just crowded around the booth with cameras and phones in the air. Sometimes there's usually maybe a little announcement. Sometimes you can hear it. Sometimes you can't. Shout out to the people who figured out their audio system and made it so you can hear it. And then the big, aha moment is they pull off that tarp and there's the train. So, all right, let's hear it. What did we all think of Alpen Fury train? What did we think? Lauren, you want to go? You were there.
Oh, I thought it was my first press conference, right? So I was just amazed by the sea of people when their arms all went up to record the unveiling. It was insane. It was very overwhelming, but it was very cool to see. I thought the train car was amazing. I'm so excited to go to Canada's Wonderland. I'm literally getting my passport just to go. I'm very excited. It's very cool how it looks like a sled. I think the attention to detail and how it's going to look for the skyline of that park is going to be beautiful.
Yes, that's the one thing I literally can't stop talking about as a fan of Canada's Wonderland, is how this coaster is literally going to change how Canada's Wonderland is represented, right? Because the coaster is going to go like over and through the mountain. And that's so exciting. I want to hear from Doug. We haven't heard from Doug yet. From a social media perspective, what are these press conferences like for you and your team?
They're very stressful and exciting. I think that it's hard to get basically everything. There's a lot going on at once, and you just want to get all the pictures and the videos and all the information and get it posted immediately. So it's kind of like you're in a race against everyone else to get it posted first, and to get it up there so that it can be on ACE's social media, but we have such a good team of volunteers, so it can be stressful, but also we managed to do it, and we got it up right away. And I also think one thing that was interesting was Luke Reynolds, one of our volunteers. He overheard someone at one of the press conferences saying they're basically complaining. They're like, how is Ace getting all their stuff up first? Because the service isn't really that great. But that made me happy to hear, that Ace, that people recognize that Ace was getting the press conference pictures and everything up immediately.
Because you had eyes and ears everywhere, Doug. You nailed it this year. So congratulations on that. Yeah, I think that's the best review you could have gotten, right? Like, how is Ace getting everything?
Way to go, Doug.
Yay, Doug.
Good job.
Oh yeah, thanks to everyone. Like it's such a good team. That first day, like all the volunteers were so helpful, but Rachel Hawkins was doing an awesome job helping, and Derek, of course, is always involved in everything that we do. And we got a lot of stuff done that first day. And those, like you were saying, the detail on that Alpenfury train, like the wood, it looks like it's a sled, and it's kind of looks like it's soaring through wind and snow. It's very cool. I'm excited to ride it.
And it seems a little different than the other premier trains we've seen recently. I don't know if you noticed, it seemed a little more open, and there weren't any seatbelts or comfort collars, so I wonder if that sticks with when it actually opens. But yeah, Doug, you did a great job organizing it, and I love that you had some people in charge of taking photos, some people taking videos for social media, some people taking video to upload to the YouTube team, and so they could edit videos together. So it was like definitely a team effort of all the ACE members coming together, and it was really appreciated.
Yeah, as you mentioned, those new trains are just slightly modified. The main difference being the outer panels. Those premier trains usually have outer panels that are on the sides of the seat. They kind of take up a little bit of space. They've just removed those. I think these will be, slightly easier to get into. So not only are they going to look great, but they'll be a little easier to get into, which if you've gotten in these premier trains, it can be a bit difficult, a little bit of a squeeze. Even though they ride great. I mean, it's great rolling stock. I just rode one of those while we were in Orlando on Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando. And man, that coaster, since its opening, has been smooth as butter. Fantastic. And that really makes me look forward to what we're going to get with Alpenfury, with a even longer, bigger layout, a lot more elements. Like you said, Jessica, working through the centerpiece of that park being the mountain. I think it's going to be a showstopper of a coaster.
I do too. I think if they had gone too much, some people were like, I'll be honest, I heard some like, oh, I'm surprised it wasn't like a little bit more dynamic of a look. But I think if you looked at the track and like saw the light blue, like that ice blue of the track, and just sort of understood that the mountain is the centerpiece, right? And so you don't want to do anything that's really going to pull away from it. Just something that's like sledding around it is chef's kiss. To me, perfect. So I feel like they nailed it.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Lauren, will that be your first time going to Canada's Wonderland if you go to check that out?
It would be, yes. I'm, like I said, getting my passport just to come. I mean, I would love it. I've heard amazing things about that park.
So then I think the next press conference scheduled for the day was for B&M, Bollinger & Mabiot, for their King's Dominion wing coaster, Repterra. Derek, who was second?
Zamperla was the second one. Zamperla announced the company's new Family Thrill launch coaster, which is set to open in 2026 at Parc Spirou, which is in France. And the ride will involve two different experiences. The first half features a launch that goes up to 40 miles per hour, and there's numerous elements, and then it wraps around a spike, and then it returns to the load station. And then the second accelerates the train again over the same launch section, faster this time. It's at 47 miles per hour, and it passes over the switch through additional elements and reaches the top of the spike, where gravity then takes over and it allows the second half of the ride to be experienced backward. So it seems like a really cool attraction, and it seems like family attractions really are the trend right now, and Zamperla is proving that with their Family Thrill launch coaster.
Doug, there wasn't a car that there wasn't like a train car reveal or anything, right? But it was just the but it was the model, and then they showed a POV mock-up of it, right? What did you think, Doug?
Yeah, exactly. I thought the model was really cool, and it was neat seeing the layout in the video. So it was pretty exciting. Not as exciting as if they did have the lead car there. That's always the best thing to see. But they did have the model in the video, which was great to see.
It was Naruto themed, so that's going to be pretty cool to see, right?
Hey, Gen X, tell us what Naruto is.
It's an anime. It's a really cool anime. A lot of us like kind of just grew up watching it. Like my sisters, they're more like, I think they're more millennial, but they kind of grew up watching it, and like I've been watching it since I was young. Yeah, it's just a really good anime. It's super long. It's a really well loved American people. I mean, people love it here.
Yeah, I've never watched it, but my understanding is this is the first. Is it Naruto or Naruto?
Technically, that is the right way to say it. Naruto. That's how
Naruto.
that's how it's said in
Japanese.
Yeah.
So I think that this is the first IP. Definitely the first coaster that's going to be themed toward Naruto. So
I'm excited to see more anime coasters. I think Gen Z we love anime. So
what would you want to see?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Universal's doing. They have a whole in Japan. I guess they have a Jujutsu Kaisen area that I'm pretty excited for. I'd love to see Universal do a Pokemon, which I guess isn't as anime,
right.
But
why hasn't there been Pokemon yet? What's
Land.
up with Pokemon?
That would be so cool. I'd love to see that.
Maybe it's just like millennials need to get a little bit older and get those jobs where they're designing.
Because millennials, you guys have our backs. You guys make really cool stuff.
So that's exciting. Anyone else have anything to say about Zamperla?
Zamperla, were they talking about making the accessibility vehicles, like putting that first, thinking about the accessibility first instead of adding it on later? They were talking about that, right?
Yeah, and they were also talking about the height requirement. Remember about wanting to make sure and ensure that families could ride this together. They're going to make it a lower height requirement for kids to be able to ride with their families, which that's pretty cool. I think it was about, what was it, like 39 or 42 inches?
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. Who else was saying 39? Oh, when we were at RMC. And they were talking about their wild moose, and we got to see their new train car, and it's for 39 inches, and we got to sit. I mean, it was blocked off, but they let a few people sit in it, and what an easy car to sit in. I mean, I said to Darren Tor, the president of RMC, not to name drop, but I said to him, this feels like sitting in a kitchen chair. Like, that's how easy it was to sit into it. And then a few of us sat. I think Doug, you were there, Xander Lee was there, and we all sat in it, and we were just like, this is so easy. Lauren, you got to sit in it.
Yeah, I mean, even the restraints, you could lift it up with your pinky. It was so lightweight.
I love that. I like that. Yes, Ace, we were all about that. So yes, it's tough because, right, we're in sort of like Derek was saying, we're sort of in the family coaster era. Right? Like, this has been the past couple years of the family coaster era. And of course, we're enthusiasts who absolutely love, thrill coasters and traveling all around to these crazy thrill coasters and listing our favorites and top, whatever. But, family coasters are so important to our industry and really getting those younger enthusiasts. If everything is, 52 inches or 56 inches or whatever it is, then we're not going to get the younger crowd can only get on dragon coasters or some wooden coaster, and can't do some of the fun stuff. So I don't know. Anyone else have thoughts on this? It's tough, right?
Yeah.
With the family coasters, I will say two of my favorite coasters to open last year were family coasters. Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood, and then at Lagoon, Primordial.
We got to ride Penguin Trek while we were in Orlando. That was great.
Great ride.
Great ride. Rode that 4 times. It definitely has a place. But, does anybody else feel a little like, when are the big thrills coming back?
Yes. Definitely. I was excited.
I was going to say that chair that they had for the family coaster from RMC is going to be even more comfortable than what we sat in, because when I got to sit in it, he told me that the back and the seat and as well as the restraint that sits on your lap that they had on that display were 3D printed. And so those are not the actual materials that will be on the train. Those materials will be even softer. So
what?
So it's already a very comfortable kind of footprint to sit in. It's like a nice bucket seat. It surrounds you, has space. The lap
but
restraint
not too deep.
And not too deep, right?
Just Yeah,
It's
just easy.
It's comfortable. It'll be easy to get into and out of. And right, the lamp restraint doesn't like have any extreme curvature or anything. It doesn't dig into your thighs like some will do. But yeah, he was like, look, it's going to be even more comfortable because the materials will be softer on the actual train.
And Jessica, you asked about when the next big thrill is coming. Rapterra. Right? From P&M.
That's
the
right.
world's tallest and longest launch swing coaster.
That's exciting, right? And so we do have some thrills coming out. It's not all family coasters.
Right.
So yeah, they didn't have the press conference, but they did reveal the car, and then it was just out for everyone to see. And yeah, we may have known this was coming, didn't we, Derek?
Yeah, when we were driving by the expo on that first day, before anything started, we saw a truck with a roller coaster vehicle, it looked like, that was all covered up, and we had no idea what was underneath at first. And then we got a little closer, and what did you think it was?
At first, I thought it was the Axis from S&S again. I thought maybe they were bringing the Axis back, but you right away said that's Rapterra.
When we got a little closer, we could see it was a little bigger, and then we got to see the other side. Or like that's got to be Rapterra going in there. So that was cool. I've never seen a coaster car on a truck before like that. And then to see it in person, all the detail on that car was impressive.
Doug, what did you think?
Yeah, I loved all the detail on the car. It was beautiful to see. And the colors were really cool and unique with the different shades of orange and everything. So I was very excited about that. Originally in the IAAPA Expo press conference schedule, it had mentioned that Busch Gardens was going to be featured. So it was going to be the Big Bad Wolf. So I thought that would have been cool if they had both Virginia coasters opening next year.
Yeah.
Right there for us to see the two B&Ms. But yeah, I was super excited to see Rapterra.
I mean, that probably took up enough space in their booth. That thing is huge, right? It was so long. I know this because I was trying to get it in a photo, and it was like really hard to do like wide angle to get all of Rapterra in the photo.
This is where you need the cinematic widescreen instead of the good old social media vertical. You're like, oh god, I can't fit this in a vertical frame.
Yes, thank you, filmmaker Gooch.
Right.
What we need. So yeah, that looks exciting. Excited for that to be opening next year, right? They said that's going to be ready. So hopefully we'll see. And then what was next? Was it Twizzler S&S, right? We went over to the S&S Worldwide booth, and Hersheypark was there. Our girl Quinn Briner, shout out to Quinn, did a great presentation showing us the gondola for Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. What a great looking gondola. Anybody else? I mean, it was so striking. The paint colors on it, as soon as you saw it, you were like, that's Twizzlers. And the announcement that it's going to be the tallest S&S Screamin' Swing and the fastest S&S Screamin' Swing, which honestly didn't really make sense to me because, gravity and like, how can that be? But thankfully, S&S's Trever Dyer broke it all down for us. So check out this audio from an interview that I did with him on the floor at IAAPA Expo. Let's get a closer view of these cars and maybe learn a little bit more about it from Trever Dyer, the Director of Sales and Marketing from S&S Worldwide. How you doing, Trevor?
I'm well. How are you, Jessica?
I'm so excited to see Twizzlers Twisted Gravity and have you tell us a little bit more about these seats here. What are we looking at?
Thank you. We're so excited about this particular ride. Right now, we are on a pattern where we're seeing a lot of the swings come out. This one is going to be the new tallest swing in the world, 106 feet tall. When you're riding it, you'll get up to 137 feet on the dynamic height. So we're really excited about the theming and the IP and the association with Hershey. One of the things we love about our Screamin' swings is our seat restraints and our seats. We've re-engineered the geometry to be more comfortable. We've tweaked them slightly from swing to swing. We've also developed what we call a mailbox restraint. This restraint closes from the side and then it actually ratchets in. so that we can accommodate guests small and medium build sizes as long as they hit that minimum rider height, the 48 inches.
Oh, wow. 48 inches. Okay.
48. So it's a very accommodating restraint.
Yeah.
Hits everybody no matter who you are in the same center of gravity, which is very, very comfortable, and it maximizes the airtime feeling.
Nice.
Yeah,
And there's
so-
going to be definitely a lot of airtime on this,
A
yeah?
lot of airtime on this.
And in terms of size of people, if we're going to talk about comfortability, how is this for accommodating maybe larger guests?
It's very good. We always focus on the ASTM code and making sure we meet their requirements. So we focus that for this particular ride. But with this restraint, we feel confident that we can accommodate many, many different types of guests, different sizes. So we're very excited for that.
I love the seats and I love the restraint idea. It seems like it's going to be more accommodating to more people. What about people who need that little bit of extra help?
We have built in special handles and grips into one of our seats so that we can make sure that they are easily entering and exiting the seat. And so it makes it a lot more accommodating for guests that need more accessibility.
I love that. Thanks for always thinking of that and taking care of that, SNS.
Yeah, we want everybody to enjoy this.
Yeah, so do we, for sure. And was there something, I heard some stats on this about the tallest, and can you explain the fastest, though? Like, how is it?
Fastest is we're using a ton of air, so we use 700 gallons of air, about 55,000 pounds of thrust. So you're going to move at around 68 miles an hour. There are some days you could be going slightly faster if it's a little hotter and you're moving quicker. So with that, this is the fastest Screamin' swing in the world.
Wow.
So we're super excited about that too. Hershey's putting it in the hollow over the river, so we're excited that you're going to be flying by, and then when you hit the top, you just float. You just float way up there in the air. It's such a great feeling.
I love it. We're going to be defying gravity with twisted gravity.
Yes, we are.
Trevor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica.
Can't wait to get out there and check it out. I think the most exciting thing about this announcement is where Hersheypark decided to place this Screamin' swing. Does anybody else agree? Because if you know Hersheypark and you understand where they're putting it, the views that are going to be seen on this, the fact that it's going to be the tallest in the world and then also kind of be placed up in an area where you're going to be able to see so much, it's going to be really exhilarating.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be up above Spring Creek on a hilltop, so it's going to seem even taller than 137 feet tall. And I love that Quinn Briner from Hersheypark was wearing that red dress, which matched the Twizzlers ride vehicle. And then Amanda from Hersheypark was wearing the blue dress, which matched the blue seat. So they're super excited about it. And they said it's going to go up to 68 miles per hour. And SNS Screamin' swings, I always say I love them so much. They're my favorite flat rides. So this is a must ride for me.
Yeah, I'm super excited. The train cars were beautiful. They were 4 different flavors of the Twizzlers. So there was chocolate, cherry, and I think black licorice and strawberry.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Which is really cool because you get to pick which one you want to be on. And they were handing out the chocolate Twizzlers.
I was wondering, is that a new product? Because when I saw, I was like, wait, chocolate Twizzlers? Is that
I've
new?
never seen that.
I don't think that it is because Quinn was like, yeah, there's chocolate Twizzlers when I asked her.
Okay.
Well, you heard it here. They're good.
I haven't seen them in stores, but apparently they're pretty normal at Hersheypark. So you can definitely get them. And maybe they'll even be more out there now that they're around.
Apparently, chocolate Twizzlers were introduced in the mid-1970s.
How did
Oh my gosh. We are behind our candy times here on the Ace Ride With Us podcast.
I know, you got to take away our American catering enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I think they must have kept those in the vault for a little while. You know, they must have put those aside. They're like, yeah, we're going to come back to those.
Limited edition.
Right, limited edition, yeah. Because, I told her, I just, that surprised me. I hadn't seen them. I said, well, that's perfect for Hershey. It is the chocolate park.
Oh, that would be cool if they came out with like a pack that had the 4 flavors in it.
Oh,
that'd be so cool.
Hersheypark, are you listening?
Variety pack.
Free idea.
Variety pack. Twizzlers Twisted Gravity Variety Pack. Hey.
With the coaster or the Screamin' swing on it. That'd
Right.
be cool.
That's cute. I love that for them.
Did you see they just posted a video from their holiday lights display, and it was a twisted.
Yes.
You did see it.
Explain it though.
So it was an animated light display of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, and it looked really cool. I was very impressed by that.
Cool.
It looks so cute. And of course, they're doing up their whole Christmas thing right now with all of the sweets and everything. It looks so good. But yeah, it was really cute how they have it like swinging. They have the lights sort of swinging in the air. And great advertisement. They're killing it over there.
Yeah,
so.
I did see that. That was really cool.
Good for Hersheypark and perfect addition to their lineup of coasters and thrill rides.
So
I think
good.
it's great.
So good.
So while not a coaster,
they
it was one of
already
my
have-
favorite announcements of the day.
Yeah. They already have one of the best coaster collections, I think, in the world. And to add such a fantastic flat ride. I mean, I've heard that from a number of people, that is their favorite flat ride, the S&S Screamin' Swing. They're just so much fun, and, you know, the airtime, the forces, and the parks that have been really smart are placing them in great locations, like Hershey is doing. Busch Gardens Williamsburg put theirs kind of over the edge of a little hill. We rode this past summer. I went to SeaWorld San Antonio, rode their new model, which they built one side to go out directly over the water. It really adds to the thrills. So I'm excited for this. Good job, Hershey.
Does Glenwood Caverns, I've never been there, do they have a Screamin' Swing?
They absolutely do. and it is
But it's a
awesome.
smaller one. There's only 4 passengers per ride.
Just a 4-seater, but it is built right at the edge of the canyon, and so one side swings out over the edge of the mountain nearly, I think, 1,000 feet in the air. It is
Possibly the scariest ride I've ever been on.
Oh yeah.
Really? Whoa, bold statement from Derek Perry.
It's
And I thought
impressive.
the scarier side was going to be going backwards over the cliff and looking straight down. But no, when you're swinging out
Yes.
towards, like, that's even scarier.
Yes.
Oh my God. But so much fun. It's like you want to keep on going on over and over and over.
I was just going to make the same comment. I think maybe because when you're swinging out, mentally you know how far up you are, but you can't see it. And they're so powerful and forceful that, you know, when it swings up, you really think you're about to get launched out into the middle of the sky. So it really was. I think everyone who I've ridden that model with as well at Glenwood Caverns thought that facing outward was the scarier side.
I agree. If you're adding a Screamin' Swing, put in an area to like up the ante on it. You know what I mean? Make it even better. So shout out to Hersheypark. Shout out to Glenwood Caverns. Shout out to S&S, really, for making a great product that can be made even better depending on your terrain. So yay for S&S. We love them. I think the next one was, I think some people were saying the next press conference was Vekomoa, but it was VidantaWorld. There was a press conference that was maybe like I want to say like swankiest press conference of the week. It was upstairs with like seats, and then every table had a little travel coffee mug for you to take home. And there was a bar, and there was lights and closed captioning. I mean, super audio and video, visual. Of course, to announce BON, that's BON, as in B as in boy, or like Bon Iver. BON is the name of their luxury theme park coming to Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. This sounds amazing. I was there. Who else was there? Derek and Doug, you were there. Lauren was there. Doug, tell us what you thought about this announcement.
I was so excited about it. I think this was my favorite announcement of the week. And do you know what BON stands for?
No.
It's Beauty of Nature.
So it's like
But yeah,
BON. Okay.
Yeah. So
Not like shake your
up-
bonbon. I just went to I don't know. I just went there. Okay, now. All right.
Beauty of nature.
and seeing
Yes,
everyone
there's a
up
whole
there on
Ricky
the
Martin theme section in the land. Fine.
Say it again.
Beauty of nature.
They should hire
They
you
need
to do their
hire you, yes.
voiceover.
You need to do all their voiceovers. But yeah, just seeing up there on the panel, they had representatives from Vekomoa and Mac, and then some information was released about it that I hadn't heard before, and then just like seeing the videos that they had, it was really an exciting announcement. And then I didn't know this, maybe you all already did, but that Mac is supplying a few water rides and a couple attractions from Europa Park. I think I had heard that Arthur is gonna be coming to Bonn, and also Pirates of Batavia. Did you know that was also coming to Bonn from Europa Park? And, it's their dark ride, Pirates of the Caribbean style. So that was a really cool announcement, I thought.
Jessica, I know you're a Disney lover, and I honestly think they outdid Disney on Pirates of the Caribbean. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Whoa, bold statement from just bold.
That is bold, right?
Today.
For a very classic attraction. But no, really, I mean, the Mock family puts so much attention to detail into those attractions that are Europa. And that was one of my favorites at that park, as well as Arthur that you're talking about. And like I said, that's a family inverted coaster. It's themed to a children's TV show property. And, I went on it with 3 other adult men, and none of us expected to come out loving it. Every one of us got off that ride with big smiles, shocked, impressed. So much fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing at BON Luxury Theme Park. As you said, that is how they are marketing it. BON Luxury Theme Park.
Oh, and the water bottles they give out were luxury too.
They were. Coffee, travel mugs, everything was luxury. They were all wearing suits.
Yes.
I guess most people wear suits when they're doing the press conference, but it just seemed very high end, very high quality. And so they're going all out with it. But I also thought that it was very interesting how they were saying not only luxury, but that it was going to be an all ages resort, which I think is a bold statement to say. They were saying we want the 3-year-olds to be excited to go, and we want the 90-year-old grandmas and great grandmas to be excited to go. That it's going to be basically like a beach resort and have all of the restaurants and things that you would want from that anybody would basically want to do on vacation is going to be at this resort. I guess they're saying theme park or resort. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm down to follow. I'm down to go.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, and they're going to have that Cirque show too. The Cirque du Soleil show. I think they said it's going to be the first something 360 aquarium. It's going to be.
Yeah, it was saying 20 years after O in Vegas. Is that right? It might even longer. 20 years after O from Vegas. This is the new water Cirque du Soleil, and I think that'll bring people just for that, wow. But the 5 of us will go because of the Vekoma coaster that was announced. Hi, hello. It was called I'm going to mess it up.
Tecuani Beast.
And it was exciting to see our friend Ricardo Etges from Vekomoa on the stage at the VidantaWorld panel. So you knew that it was going to be legit. And it looks amazing.
Tecuani is often translated as jaguar, a wild animal, large animal, a biter of people, or something poisonous. It comes from the Nahuatl language, which is the language of the Aztec and Toltec civilizations of Mexico. So the name does have a little cultural significance.
I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I loved, and then of course we all left the VidantaWorld presentation to go down to the Vekomoa booth to see their reveal of the Tecuani Beast car.
Wow.
Y'all, I have no words. This car...
Wow. It's pretty. Wow. It was. I think this was the best in show. This car was just so beautiful. It captures, like I said, this has cultural significance, and it captures the colors of Mexico. The history of Mexico is shaped very much like a dragon. It has the eyes, the mouth, the teeth, has these beautiful fiery looking scales coming off of it. And, Ricardo told us a lot of amazing things about that train.
Yes, they did. Lauren, what did you think about this train?
Oh, I thought it was so beautiful. LED lights for the eyes and the side of the car. It was so it was done so well. I mean, it really was the star of the show of IAAPA Expo, I would say.
That's a bold statement too, but I think I tend to agree with you, and I think many people do. This was the type of thing where everybody needed to stop by this booth and see it, and even people who aren't roller coaster enthusiasts were taking pictures in front of it. It was just such a sight to see. And yes, Gooch and I were lucky enough to have our own little, I would say one-on-one, two-on-one conversation with Ricardo Etges in the Vekomoa booth in front of the car. Let's let everybody listen to that right here. Ricardo, you guys had a pretty exciting reveal, yeah?
Yeah.
Might have something to do with what we're standing right next to here. Can you tell us what we're looking at?
Sure. Yeah, we're looking at Tecuani Beast, a new double launch coaster coming to Mexico to BON Luxury Theme Park in Puerto Vallarta. So this is one of 5 rides that we're building there at this moment, and this is definitely going to be the start of the park, right?
For sure.
It is a beautiful train. This was my most exciting reveal here at IAAPA this year.
Appreciate it.
I think it was for a lot of people. Stunning, yeah.
Stunning train.
Yeah, it's massive. The theming looks great. The onboard light is really impressive as well. So yeah, we're super excited.
How did it all come about? Did they, in terms of like design and?
Yeah, they came up with a creative intent, and it's our job to execute it, right? You know,
as per usual, you nailed it.
Thank you. Yeah, so make sure that we can keep the high level of sophistication that they're expecting, and also like the high level of like theming. You know, like in this case, we actually worked with a number of vendors for this, the FRP for the theming of the ride. So yeah, and we were super excited. It's the first time actually that people see this type of train here in America, right?
Yeah.
We do have a number of projects coming up, but actually people have not had the opportunity to see this yet. So we're super excited to show it.
Yeah. Are there challenges with the lighting on the coaster? Or?
It's actually something that we've been doing more and more nowadays, and we were able to incorporate some very cool effects. So basically,
yeah, let's look at it.
Like every LED light here can be fully programmable. So in this case, for the show here, we only have 2 programs, but the possibilities are unlimited, right? So we can have different types of effects, different types of yeah, it's fully programmable. So the park, the creative teams, they have a lot of flexibility to come up with whatever program they want.
That's so fun. And then, you know, parks don't have to worry about putting in a lighting package later. It's already got the lights on it.
And that helps a lot, right?
Now, obviously, the theming is different on this coaster than some of your other new ones, but is this the same train model that is on, like, your Bermuda Blitz and your other newer models?
That is exactly the same. Yes, it's called the MK1101. So we use this for all the sit-down thrill coasters, both launch and lift, and the tilt coasters as well. So this is our newer generation of sit-down thrill coasters.
Very exciting. And speaking of exciting, it's definitely also been an exciting year for Vekomoa. Last year we had the Good Gravy trains here. I had an opportunity to ride it this year. Phenomenal at a Holiday World. So fun, so perfect for that park.
Yes.
And the theming, everything you all said you were going to deliver on, absolutely delivered. There was also Midnight Flyer at Santa's Village in New Hampshire. I grew up going to that park. Is it true that there's some sort of heating element that you all put in for this? Because that is a cold area of the country.
It is. So we incorporated some provisions to be able to operate the ride under special temperatures. So we have a number of provisions in the system. So we have the control cabinets are heated, basically. We also have used some different material for the wheels. We have specific elements for the pneumatic system as well. So yeah, we incorporate a lot of like provisions to make sure that the ride will be perfectly up and running during the cold.
Nice. And then, of course, the third one in the Americas being Snoopy's, the boomerang that's at the family boomerang that's at Kings Island, which of course we got to see as well. And then a couple things over your Americas. So, but Emerald
Park in Ireland. So yeah, we had a pretty successful year, and it's still ongoing, right? I mean, in the US, all the openings, let's say, before the summer with the family coasters, we are super excited about all of them. Kings Island with a very, very specific, special theming on the train as well. Holiday World, super creative with their good gravy and gravy boat. So yeah, we're excited about them all, and we're also working on a couple of projects that will be opened later this year in Australia. So the year is not over for us yet.
No, we're
still busy.
Still got a month so to go.
Exactly. As you know, they have a different seasonality there, so they got to open for their summer. So we're working hard to get those rides up and running, and we're super excited about them as well.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
And then right on to the 2025 projects, right?
Yeah.
What else are you excited about for 2025?
Oh my gosh.
I know we have 2 tilt coasters coming to North America, right?
Coming
Cedar
up.
Point and at Coda Lamb.
And then one in Qiddiya.
Coming up in Saudi
well.
Arabia as well. Yeah, so we're super excited about all of them. To be honest, the tilt coasters are, for us, I mean, it's a special product, right? So we're really, really excited to see them up and running. So we're full steam ahead with the 3 projects, to be honest. So, and also like the Flash opening at the and 6 Great
That was
Adventure.
our first super boomerang in North America.
First super boomerang in North America with a very exciting layout. Also like an onboard lighting system, audio. So we're super excited about that one as well. So yeah, we have a lot going on, and each project has a special place in our hearts, you know. So.
I know we've talked about the tilt coaster a lot because it's so fascinating to people.
Yep.
I have been by this booth a couple times saying hi to all of you because you're such a great group of people here at Vekoma. And I can't help but notice that when people still see that model over there that you have, they come over and they say, I don't know, I'm just too scared. And their number one question is, how do we know that I'm not going to go flying off of this thing and whatever? So can you, for one final time, can you explain the claw?
Sure. So the claw is just one of the safety mechanisms that we have in the ride. So the main safety mechanism, which is basically connecting, hooking the train into the seesaw element. So that's going to hold the train. And then we have a bunch of other mechanisms to make sure that it's about creating the mechanism for the horizontal to the vertical position. Sorry, I'll have to.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
We are currently working on a couple of videos, and because it takes 10 minutes to explain the whole thing. So I don't know. We should go in because there's the actuated end stop. So basically, in the front, you also have like a bumper, which would avoid the train to fall in any situation that the claw would not be operating. And there is a connecting point also for the track to go from the horizontal to the vertical position. There are a number of elements also in the ride control system in terms of safety checks to make sure that every sensor will be checking the position of the train before it starts the movement. So it's a lot. I don't think we should go.
It sounds like it's a lot if you're injured, but we've heard it here. Stop asking the question.
It will be safe.
Yeah.
It will be safe. It will be exciting.
we don't have any questions about it. It's just like the visual aspect of it seems scary, but it's no different from any other coaster that we need to control. For example, the 2 trains operated at the same time. How we make sure that the trains don't collide, right? It's the same. It's the same mechanism. It's the same principle behind it.
So cool. So where, besides the things that you can't talk about or can't announce, where would you like to see Vekoma headed to in the future beyond next year?
Yeah, I think we reached a point in the market that we have a very diversified portfolio of coasters, right? We have family thrill, high thrill coasters, and we've been delivering constantly quality and performance for those rides. So it's all about delivering a very, very good ride experience, but an extremely reliable ride. So I think that's kind of like our major focus. And it's more about keeping the same quality and keeping the same performance and reliability of our rides. So that's the future, you know. Like we usually when we open a ride, it's about like a long-term relationship with the client, right?
Sure.
Because we not only hand over the ride, deliver the ride, and run away. It's a constant collaboration to make sure that the ride is up and running properly, that the ride is easy to maintain, and that the ride will provide the uptime that the park is expecting. So that's pretty much our goal.
From an enthusiast perspective, everybody's talking about Vekoma. This has been like just up and up the year of Vekoma, and I'm so excited for you. Thank you for your relationship relationship with Ace. We appreciate it so much, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us
No
today.
problem. Thank you very much. Yeah, next year there will be a lot of new stuff as well coming up
really?
at IAAPA. So just to plant a seed there for more like expectations. So yeah, there will be a lot coming up, and especially next year we'll have some very cool announcements as well. So stay tuned.
We love to hear
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
That was a really great interview, and I'm so excited for that coaster. It's going to have 6 inversions. It's going to do a corkscrew fly-through through the station, right?
Mm-hmm. The layout looks incredible. This is a new one-of-one new model from Vekomoa. They're calling this model the Double Launch Coaster 1200. And I mean, when you look at the elements, there's some really unique stuff here. I really like what Vekomoa's doing. They're taking some chances, and this is not just standard vertical loops and corkscrews. This is really unique elements that are gonna be custom for this. I think it's gonna be awesome.
I agree. And I loved, at least in the footage that they showed us, it seemed like it was really going to just feel like the heart of Mexico, and be going kind of through the forest and just sort of have, just so well themed, which of course I love. And you can expect that from Vekomoa always. So that's just exciting to me. This park is so exciting to me. And I can't wait to ride that coaster. Please invite us. Sorry.
It's gonna be so good. All of Vekomoa's newest models they are buttery smooth too. Incredible transitions from one element to the other. I just love what this company is doing lately. So I think this is gonna be the new winner.
Yeah, I mean, they're making some really thrilling family rides lately.
Mm-hmm. Vekomoa. We love y'all. Thank you for spending the time and talking to us. So we appreciate that. So that was basically, I think, the big ones from day one. We did also, there was a lot of other announcements that happened, such as Sally Dark Rides. So that was only day one, y'all. We have so much to cover for you about IAAPA Expo. So we're going to record a part 2. Meanwhile, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast and give us 5 stars if you can. Rate and review. And if you have any questions, comments, or podcast episode pitches for us, please reach out to podcast@aceonline.org. Don't forget to check the website, ridewithace.com. And if you're looking for more of our IAAPA Expo coverage, of course, it is all over our social media. Check Ace's Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Make sure you're subscribed to Ace's pages on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, and Discord. Follow Ace everywhere to stay on top of all the coaster and park news coming out and to hear what your Ace membership has to offer. Thanks for listening. Hope you get to ride a coaster today.
Ride With Us is produced by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, a registered 501c3 organization. Visit ridewithace.com for additional information, and we will see you at the parks.